Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts doing a reading on twin flame connections. For those of you who are not together right now, you're in separation. So I wanted to do a reading based off of the divine masculine perspective, since a huge part of my audience is divine feminine representation. So let's go ahead and take a look at that energy. And hopefully there's something here that you're able to pick up off of and resonate with regarding your situation, and that it can ultimately help guide you towards a particular path. All right, so I do have some decks that I am drawn to for this one. I'm going to start with this deck by Sister Moon Tarot, the Twin Flame Current Vibes. And all the decks you see here, I'll provide the link down below in the description box. All right, guys? So general advice, I got to say that with each reading, it's just fair to inform everybody. This is general advice, so it will not resonate with everyone. Always take from a reading, regardless of who the reader is, what makes sense for you, and release the rest. All right, so angels and spirit guides, please, for those who are tuned in and watching this reading regarding a twin flame connection that is currently going through some challenges. There might be distance, time apart, maybe it's been a while, no interaction. What do we need to know here currently? What is the current energy? For whoever needs this, what's the current energy? Intoxicating. Your love is intoxicating and magical. It takes me to another place, okay? So since we are focusing on two people who are at a distance from one another, there's still something very magical about the feeling they get when they think about you. This is the next card. We have future. I still see a future with us, regardless of the fact that you guys are not together right now. Let me grab one more. So this is current energy for the twin flame connection. And for some reason, as of right now, maybe you feel this way too. It does say doubt. Do you still think of me and love me? So they're not sure, you know, especially for those of you who have not spoken in a very long time. All right, so now that we have a bit of an indication as to where they're at regarding the connection, even from a distance, I wanted to add some words to this. So I'll be pulling from the Divine Love and Separation deck by Fire Witch Tarot. Angels and spirit guides, please, for this twin flame connection that is in separation. Maybe you both feel this way. Maybe you're both doubting. It's like, God, do you even think about me? Do you still love me? Do you still have me in your heart space? We have ready. This one says, I don't want to be alone anymore. They clearly, as we can see, they see a future between the two of you still. Wow. Let's grab another card here. Give us an indication of what your twin is going through, how they're feeling, what they're thinking. I have to admit, sleeping alone sucks. They miss having you there with them, certainly at night, you know, those intimate moments that you guys might have shared. That's all a part of that. Okay, so let's grab some tarot. I'll be pulling from my tarot teacher, the revised edition. Angels and spirit guides, please, for twin flames in separation. They want to bring the magic back, okay, but they do have doubts. And I'm assuming you're watching this because you're thinking of your twin flame as well and hoping to bring this back together, perhaps. You could be feeling alone also. I don't want to be alone anymore. So we've got two cards here, literally, that says alone. I have to admit, sleeping alone sucks. Yeah, it does. So I've got two cards that literally jumped out of the deck, the King of Swords and the Six of Swords. So the King of Swords representing Aquarius, divine masculine here. So take that if that is your person's sign. But we do have swords representing air energy regardless. So Libra, Aquarius, or even Gemini is a part of that vibe. And sometimes the King of Swords can be a little bit cold in the heart space, especially if they're not tapped into their emotions. That could have been part of the issue, Divine Feminine. I feel too, for some of you, maybe you had started a family, maybe you had a child or children together. There's a family dynamic there, because sometimes the King of Swords can represent someone who's a father figure. But they tend to think more rationally, okay, not too focused on their heart, you know, their heart space, their emotions. Six of Swords, however, there is healing that's happening. So whatever might have driven you two apart and why you're not together, this card represents the transition of moving on from that. You can't do anything about the past anyway, so why continue to dwell or focus on that? So it's time to let that go. This right here, of course, representing calmer waters energy rather than something more challenging, more chaotic, preventing you guys from moving forward. Whatever happened in the past, that's where it remains. That's where it should remain. Don't drag that forward if you are to create a future with each other again. And we are focusing on the current energy for your twin flame. So I have a feeling here, they're just wanting to close that chapter, excuse me, of the two of you breaking up and why you're not together. They just want to focus on the amazing possibilities, perhaps, of what a reunion might represent. We have the Three of Swords. So, excuse me. We have the Three of Swords. So that certainly represents the separation and why you guys are not together. Maybe during this time apart, they've really struggled. They could have gone through depression, feeling lonely, feeling alone, as we've already seen here. But there's still something about this connection that they continue to be drawn to, but it hasn't been easy for them to not be with you. Of course, they would prefer to be with you here. They want to be able to open up a new chapter for the two of you to come back together. At least that's the way it's presenting itself here. We also have the Knight of Cups, so a romantic lover, charming, chivalrous. This is someone you're very attracted to, Divine Feminine. Somebody that you're very drawn to. Now, some of you might be dealing with a twin who's older than you, or of course, the opposite side of that spectrum is someone who's younger. We could have substantial age gaps here for some twin flame connections. And then we do have the Three of Wands, which makes sense for me. You put that together with the Six of Swords, and there's just this desire to move on and move forward and to be able to create progress forward rather than backwards, you know? For some of you guys, this could have started off as a long distance romance or through a reunion. You might find that your twin no longer lives where they used to live. They might have moved to another state, or for some of you, even another country. There's not only distance in the heart space, or not so much the heart space, but I'm kind of feeling more so that the distance is just the fact that you guys haven't connected in the 3D, but in the 5D, that connection will always be there, I feel. And then we have the Ace of Wands, okay? So they're focusing on being able to have another opportunity to come together. They certainly still are feeling that particular spark, that passion, the attraction, that magical feeling, that intoxicating feeling, even though you guys are not currently together in the physical sense. All right, so that's what we're getting initially. Let's go ahead and continue to take a look at that vibe, that energy. Okay, so focusing on the Divine Masculine deck, Energy Oracle cards by Flames of Alchemy. What else do we need to know here? Angels and Spirit Guides, please. Focusing on a twin flame, Divine Masculine. Rage, okay. Some of you might have dealt with a twin who might have had anger issues, or maybe the last time you guys spoke, maybe you had a disagreement, an argument. They could have a bit of a temper as well. We do have intimacy. I mean, we're seeing that already. Those intimate moments that you guys have shared. It could also put them in this place where they're not in a good mental space too, because of the distance, because of the separation. So part of the reason why some of you guys might have gone into separation could have had something to do with this conflict. I just find it so interesting. The very first time I saw this deck, you know, with the not scenario, what's the word? I can't think. The fact that this particular photo has 3 people here. So it could have been a love triangle or a third party situation for some of you guys. And then we have heartache, which you couple that up with the 3 of Swords, the heartbreak. So you both might have gone through this. It's not easy to be in separation from each other. And then we have sad. Let me move this over here. And then we have takeoff. So that could have contributed to why you're not together as well, because if they were in takeoff mode, they might have been investing their time and energy with other people, or they just weren't ready for the type of commitment that you needed from your masculine twin, Divine Feminine. So let's go ahead and find out a little bit more here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for the collective, focusing on a twin flame connection, the divine masculine perspective. I'll be pulling from my TANIELU tarot here. Look at that. So we've got the 9 of Wands clearly coming up in the reverse. In the upright, it represents somebody who's been wounded, who's been hurt. That could go both ways. Okay. But in the reverse, this is someone who's tired. This is representing fatigue, lack of motivation, you know. That could be where the rage is coming from as well, knowing that they have to do something about this, but maybe they are apprehensive or just afraid to take action. However, I do feel that is a temporary energy coming from the masculine. You could be dealing with Cancer, or you could be the Cancer here. So this is movement, moving away from the conflicts, moving away from heartache, moving away from some of the drama that might have risen in this connection. This is giving you guys the opportunity to overcome the challenges and to be able to get to the other side of that and find happiness together again. Look at this. We have the 3 of Cups. That is followed by the 10 of Pentacles. We do see 5 of Swords, and look at this. Here we are again with the 3 of Swords. Part of the reason for that heartbreak could have been because they were in takeoff mode. They weren't ready for the type of commitment, perhaps, that you needed from them, Divine Feminine. Clearly, somebody walked away here with the 5 of Swords. That could be resonating with this masculine, where they're now coming through with this sad vibe, feeling perhaps that they made the wrong choice, they made a mistake. They walked away and got themselves involved with somebody else, perhaps. Maybe that did not work out, and now they've got a lot of regrets. Because with these conflicts coming through, and then we've got the 3 of Cups right below it, there could have been a love triangle. There could have been outside influences here. There could have been or something that got in between the two of you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a third party. It does not necessarily have to be infidelity or cheating. But I do feel for some of you, it could have been that. I'm also feeling from this masculine that when you guys went your separate ways, maybe they threw themselves into work or just filling their time with other stuff. 10 of Pentacles could certainly represent the fact that they might have done that, you know, come into some money. Maybe their business environment is thriving, but in their heart space, their love life, not so much, because you guys are not together at this point in time. We do have the Hermit, Virgo coming through here as well. So during this time apart, perhaps, Divine Feminine, your masculine twin has done a lot of thinking. We already saw right from the very beginning that they could have been feeling quite alone without you. 7 of Cups. Look at that, the Judgment. So they're waking up. There's this awakening, as we can see, happening with this divine masculine. They definitely had way too many things going on, too many options. You know, it's like putting them in a candy store and having them decide, okay, you can only choose one one candy, but they wanted a variety, and that's where the conflict came in. So they've learned a lot of things about themselves, I feel. So there's a lot that's coming through here that might have certainly challenged the partnership, but through soul searching and reflection, I feel something's occurred for this masculine that's now coming through as a way to fix this situation and bring you guys back together, because the Judgment card picks up off of the energy of the past. There's a past influence there, and part of that past is heartache. Part of that past is perhaps Divine Feminine, you walking away from a masculine, or a masculine walking away because they felt that the grass was greener on the other side with somebody else. But here's the thing, Divine Feminine. You're coming in as this amazing queen. Maybe they did not see your value at that time. But through soul searching, through this hermit energy, they see it now. They see that you represent the life that they want to be able to have with someone. The happiness, the harmony, perhaps long-term commitment, marriage, starting a family, all of those things that we would want to experience with somebody that we love. Look at that. You're coming in as the Empress as well, Divine Feminine. And again, for some of you, maybe you already had children together or a child together, and the Empress can certainly represent pregnancy and motherhood, but it also represents empowerment for the Divine Feminine. So if they were investing their time and energy with other people, I feel through this Judgment card, you know, it's like a literal awakening. It's like finally just seeing the value is what I'm getting here, because they failed to do that before. So part of that rage could be that they're mad at themselves, that they blew it, that they possibly let you slip away from them. Could be that. All right, let's dig a little bit deeper here, guys, and see what else we can learn. So I wanted to grab some additional verbiage from the masculine. I'm pulling from this deck by Angelic Revelation 144. You have my heart, soul lovers in separation. What does this masculine want to say at this point, if they could communicate to you, Divine Feminine? What does that look like? I'm drawn to pull 6 cards, so that's what I'm going to do. 1. Okay. That's 1. Let's grab 5 more. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So let's read through these. And you may, of course, not resonate with each message from your masculine twin, but let's see. What do we have? Okay. I am feeling really insecure at this time. I feel like a little child compared to you. You make me feel weak at the knees. I feel overwhelmed and powerless to the all-consuming love I have for you. Okay, so they want to do something about this, I feel, but part of that energy that they're feeling powerless might be part of the reason why you haven't heard from your twin. Not that they don't want you back, not that they don't want to get back together, but it's almost like they're allowing their fear and insecurities to get in the way of movement. This one says, I am so proud of you, my love. You inspire me to be a better person. I am working on myself, and I hope that I can inspire you too. Take that if it makes sense, but I feel that inspiration is what's going to propel them to take action steps to come towards you, Divine Feminine. My mind is in turmoil, trying to figure out how I can fix the mess I made. So here, they're actually acknowledging that they created a very challenging situation, and then that it is coming through as a mess. It's almost the type of mess that you would expect from a Tower moment. I am suffering from sleepless nights and feeling very low and anxious. So they're pouring their heart out here and letting you know that it hasn't been easy. They definitely have been suffering through it. And that's kind of picking up off of the 3 of Swords vibe. You know, they kind of shot themselves in the foot by doing whatever it was that happened to break you guys up. Letting you walk away from me is my biggest regret. I should have fought for you and for us. Wow. That's huge, guys. Okay, because remember, Five of Swords, walk away. It's almost like they saw it happening, but either didn't do anything about it, going back to feeling powerless, not taking any sort of action. And so now they're consumed with so much regret. Next one, you are my daily motivation. Your soul, the essence of who you are, inspires me. So that's coming through again. There's something about you that inspires your twin. Your soul, the essence of who you are, inspires me and helps me navigate the path of life. Our love will never die because true love lasts forever. And it could ultimately be that love that continues to draw them back to you. It could ultimately be that love that gives them the boost that they need to take that first step towards communication, perhaps. Last one. I love you not only for your beauty, but for your soul. Our love will be alive forever because of the way you are. Pure, true, authentic, real, raw, and passionate. All of those realizations that they now see with clear eyes because they've had time to reflect on their past actions, their behaviors, their mistakes, their own shadows. Okay, so that's pretty huge coming through from the Divine Masculine twin flame there. All right, let's go ahead and grab one more set of cards here. So I'll be pulling from the Divine Masculine Revelations deck. This one's by Mystic Moon. Angels and spirit guides, please. For the collective, for those who are tuned in. When it comes to a twin flame and separation scenario, picking it up from the Divine Masculine perspective, what else do we need to know, please, angels and spirit guides? Subconscious. You've been in my dreams. Look at that. I'm not surprised to see that. Look at the next card, guys. They are acknowledging that, yes, they did something pretty foolish to ruin the partnership. The grass was not greener on the other side. You couldn't have stopped that anyway. They were going to do what they were going to do, and it just did not work out in their favor. And so now they recognize, Divine Feminine, that you're still the one that they want, that they ultimately want to fix this, maybe apologize, and work it out in a way where you guys can come back together and hopefully last long-term, long-term commitment where you really can have everything that you would want in a love connection like this. Let's grab a couple more cards here. For the collective, the Divine Masculine perspective, twin flames and separation. Contemplation. I need more time to figure things out. So for some of you, that might indicate why you're just not hearing from your twin flame here. Not that they're not thinking about you, not that they don't love you. I feel those are certainly very positive energies I'm picking up. They care for you. But that might also be a blessing in disguise that they're not reaching out because they've got some stuff to figure out. They need to do a little bit more soul searching in order to come towards you as the partner that you need them to be. And finally, we have mind. I've thought a lot about you lately. We are not surprised to see that, or at least I'm not surprised to see that. Okay, let's clarify. I'll be pulling from my Valentine Connection Tarot. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on the Divine Masculine twin flame. Please tell us what else we need to know. You are not far from their mind. They learned pretty quickly, I feel, that that grass wasn't greener on the other side. Look at this. We've got the Magician. That is followed by the Fool. So they clearly want a fresh start here. And it's more possible to make that happen in the 3D with the Magician's assistance. Some of you could be thinking of Gemini or Virgo. The masculine knows that in order for something to happen here between the two of you getting back together, They're going to have to take that first step. They need to release their fears, their apprehensions, their hesitations, their insecurities. They got to let all of that go in order to get things moving here between the two of you. And, you know, we clearly see here that they're thinking things through. They want to be able to manifest you back into their life. We're seeing the Ten of Pentacles again. So, as I mentioned, maybe in their work environment, they're doing great. But the one thing that's missing could be love. The one thing that's missing is their heart space and the fact that you guys belong together. You know, they're not tapped into their heart as much as when you guys are together. You certainly are in their thoughts. And the Ten of Pentacles can represent the fact that they see you as their perfect match. Sorry, guys, I'm losing my voice. So there's a very strong bond here. We do see that. Look at that. We have the masculine. Oh my goodness, sorry. This cough is absolutely horrible. Okay, I was going to pause it, but it is what it is. King of Cups, ready to offer that cup to the masculine, to the feminine. The masculine, ready to offer their cup to the feminine. They're ready to love you back. You know, maybe there was an issue with other people in the past, but I feel they've learned a lot during this time apart, Divine Feminine. This is also a really great card coming through the Six of Pentacles, because it is showing us that your masculine is going to be just as invested in the connection. Should there be a second chance here? Should there be a reconciliation? They are just as invested as you are, Divine Feminine. It's not a lopsided energy anymore, because when we're investing with other people, when there are third parties, somebody's got one foot out the door, which we saw with the takeoff card, right? Look at this. Here we are again with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords is right next to it. So what you're telling your Divine Masculine twin at this point, Divine Feminine, is that you're still willing perhaps to give towards the possibility of trying again, to be able to share your life with them again. But if they go back to doing foolish things or feeling that the grass is still greener on the other side after reconnecting, then you're coming through as a more empowered, much stronger Divine Feminine here. And you're not going to hesitate to end things. You're not going to hesitate to walk away. You're not going to hesitate to cut them out. Some of my feminines, you might be listening to this and feeling, okay, well, this is what they're going through, but I'm still apprehensive myself. I'm not ready to talk to my twin flame. They still hurt me and I'm still going through that. You got to honor that, and that's okay. This is simply taking a look at the situation from the Divine Masculine twins side. So yeah, if they're still bringing conflicts with that Five of Swords, Divine Feminine, you're not going to be putting up with that. So they have had to learn some of those lessons behind the breakup. Yeah. You know, Three of Swords, Five of Swords. You've already been through that, more than likely. And you've got that Queen of Swords letting us know here, I'm not going to put up with that. We've got the Knight of Cups again. So I really do feel that we have a Divine Masculine here who sees you as their ideal mate, Divine Feminine. They want to be able to revive the romance, because they know that perhaps that window of opportunity, it's finite. It's not going to be there forever. So if they don't take action, if they don't take that first step, then here we are. Back to the regrets, back to feeling like they missed a chance and missed an opportunity to be able to fix this. Look at that. And here we are with the Hierophant. So the Hierophant represents a spiritual lesson that perhaps is significant for this Divine Masculine. And ultimately what they're bringing or need to bring your way, Divine Feminine, is full commitment. If they cannot offer that to you, I have a feeling the tables will turn. And what I mean by that is, you know, they were in takeoff mode. Where is that card? Why can't I find it? It's here somewhere. Oh well, why can't I find it? Yeah, I don't know where it went. So if they're in takeoff mode, or were in takeoff mode, I feel the tables have turned, and that would ultimately be the feminine, you know, where you're not going to be putting up with anything that they're bringing towards you that isn't on the up and up. If they're clearly still messing around or have other people involvement, you know, that's not something that you would accept. And you've got so much empowerment coming through these cards, Divine Feminine, that I feel this is a masculine who knows they better not mess around. They need to come towards you as the best version of themselves that they could bring your way. Otherwise, it's back to square one, or, you know, they might not ever get a chance to try again, because you would ultimately close that door, lock the door, throw away the key. And I don't ultimately feel that that's what they're looking to bring your way. They've been through too much during this time apart. Okay, so I wanted to grab one last set of cards here to be able to offer you guys some healing, since for some, you know, this could have certainly been a very challenging time, having gone through so much with your masculine here. So let's go ahead and grab some additional healing messages. Angels and spirit guides, please, for the collective, whoever is tuned in and watching this. Let's grab some healing messages from the angels for you when it comes to your twin flame connection that is currently not together, when it comes to your masculine. I actually really like that serenity, because, oh, and look at the next card here. Romance. It definitely has something to do with your love life, your connection with your twin. Energies like the Three of Swords, it certainly is not peaceful. It doesn't bring you tranquility. It does not bring you serenity or peace in your life. So this is part of the blessing that you are receiving from this reading, that when it comes to romance, when it comes to your twin, when it comes to the love of your life, perhaps, things are going to smooth out. For those of you with children, this is coming through as well. I mean, the Empress can represent motherhood. You know, there's that maternal energy there. So the relationship could have certainly challenged the family dynamic as well. So it brings peace not only to the relationship, but it's bringing peace to the family. So if you relate to that. We have new love coming through, and my interpretation of that for this particular reading, it represents a new chapter. The old chapters are phasing out, or at least it needs to. That door needs to be closed. This is like a brand new door that is being offered for this twin flame connection. And then we have manifestation as the last card, which I love that that's coming through in that way, because we did see the magician. The magician is focused on being able to manifest what it is that is best for the two of you. And I'm feeling ultimately really good energy. I'm feeling that this particular connection still has a chance to work things out. A lot of the burden perhaps falls on the divine masculine to be able to take that necessary step. So remember, if they don't do anything about it, and if they continue to be at a distance and not communicate, it will ultimately be their loss. So it might require a little bit more time for them to realize that, but I feel Divine Feminine, in time, you'll receive your sign. If this really is meant to come back, if this is meant to be rekindled, you'll start seeing little signs. Like 1111 is a big one. You know, you might happen to see the time or that number frequently. So pay attention to the little signs that you're being given on behalf of the universe to you, to let you know that there's something going on, maybe behind the curtain, beneath the surface, when it comes to your twin flame masculine. But I'm ultimately feeling really good vibes as far as you guys reconnecting and making it work this time. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. If you are interested in your own reading, that information is down below as always. And I'll of course include the link to all the decks that you see here today. All right, guys, thank you so much. I will see you next time. Take care.